The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of GEN.YAHANNA. We're only out here to teach blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians that we are the Israelites of antiquity. Black man, Latino man, and woman, we are the real Jews, man. We have to understand that we have to come out of the Christian church. We have to come out of the Muslim mosque. The problem is, our people are have too much time in their hands donating and giving money to the Christian church. And what do? They rob our people, man. Everybody should be giving their tithes and donation to the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. Right. You don't have to be an Israelite to drop a donation in this goddamn bucket, man. This money goes back to blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians, man. Where was your pastor when our Haitian brothers and sisters was in Acuna, Mexico, suffering and starving, man? Where was your imam? Where was Farrakhan? Where was the Nation of Islam, the Fruit of Islam? Where was the African Egyptology and their spiritual movement? Bars al Rakab, nowhere to be found. But the I.S.U.P.K. under command of GEN.YAHANNA, we went down there to feed our brothers and sisters, man. These donations and tithes goes back to our people. And guess what, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman? We are the greatest people on this earth. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. And I'm going to show it to you in the Bible.
I.S.U.P.K.
Can I turn the other cheek while this wicked world trying to smother me? Something gotta shake, I'm gonna cry it out. Time to gird up my loins and ride out. In my soul, I feel devils.
People. And guess what, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman? We are the greatest people on this earth. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. And I'm going to show it to you in the Bible. The problem is in America, we seek equality with the oppressor. We seek equality with the Africans and with the Asians, man. We will never be equal with these other nations, black man, Latino man, Native Indian man and woman, for this reason. Because I can show you in the Bible that from Judah all the way down to Issachar, blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, we are better than these other nations, man, according to God. And I can show it to you. Read what you got.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
Tell you something, black man, Latino man, and woman. God said that we was a holy people. I know what you're thinking. I know you're thinking holy as your silly grandmama auntie with that crazy feathered hat on in church. She's not holy. Your pastor with the white robe and gown on, they're not holy neither. When you look holy up, it means to be separate. God is saying that blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the Israelites of antiquity, are separate. God is saying, for thou art a separate people. And when we are separate, black man, Latino man, and woman, we are far better off. The problem is that we have been indoctrinated into American society, pushing, you know what I mean, everything evil under the sun that they want us to, like this bastard right here. This right here represents a terrible time of the year for blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians for this reason. How many of our people are not going to pay their mortgage or not going to pay their rent or the electric bill because they have to go out there and be a good parent to the white man and give your children gifts on December 25th? Let me explain something to you, black man, Latino man, and woman. We got to understand, man, that Christmas is a satanic holiday. Christmas is a satanic holiday, and it's time to do what I'm doing to Santa Claus right now. You got to let Santa Claus, man. You got to let this bastard die. Black man, Latino man, First Nation man, and woman. We have no business celebrating Christmas if you're black or Latino, man. How can we be hypocrites to our God and our people? Raise your hand, black man, Latino man, if you felt sorry for Breonna Taylor, if you felt sorry for George Floyd or Trayvon Martin. If you did and you got a Christmas tree, you are a hypocrite, man. You're going to celebrate the same holiday that Kyle Rittenhouse is going to celebrate. Kyle Rittenhouse has his Christmas tree out right now. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, all of them devils, man, them third show, and all the murderers of our people, man, they getting ready to gear up and celebrate their holidays and their Christmas. Let the white man have Christmas. Black man, Latino man, and woman, we have high holy days. We have feast days. We got the Feast of Purim coming up, man. We got the Passover coming up in Cocoa Beach, Florida, April 15th, man. Black man, Latino man, First Nation man, and woman, we have high holy days that we have to observe. Why? Because God said that we was a separate people, man. And it's time to be separate again, black man, Latino man, and woman. Don't you see this? That segregation is great, that is good. It works out for the Asians. They got Chinatown over there on 8th and Arch. It works for the Arab man and woman. They're separate right now. And they come in our communities and they rape us of our resources. Now is the time to realize, black man, Latino man, First Nation man and woman, that all we have is each other. All we have is our King, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and all we have is our God, man. And he said that we should be a separate people. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
God chose, slow down, warrior. God chose blacks and Latinos to be a special people, man. Ain't nobody more special than blacks and Latinos. Ain't nothing special about the white man or the Asians or the Africans. Ain't nothing special about them, man. But God's favorite people, man, the ones that he made to be separate unto him. He said we would be a special people, man. Who can play basketball better than LeBron James? Who can hit a golf ball better than Tiger Woods? Who can throw the football better than Patrick Mahomes? And all of those things don't mean that much, black man, Latino man, and woman, but we are the salt of the earth. We are the salt of the earth for this reason, because God chose blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. He chose us to be a special people. Read on.
A special people unto himself, above all people,
Above the white man.
above all people,
Above the Chinese man.
above all people.
Above all people. God chose blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians to be above all people, man. We are selling ourselves short, Kalatazar, wanting to be equal with the oppressor, wanting to be equal with the Arabs and the Asians, man. When God said that blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians are above all people, man. That's out the Bible. And tell your pastor that. Go tell your pastor that a young brother on 12th and Market showed you in the Bible that God said that blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians were above all races of people, man. If you are black, Latino, or Native American Indian, I don't give a damn if you are on drugs. I don't care how destroyed we are in our ghettos and our barrios. Every black, Latino, and Native American Indian is better than all of these different heathens, man. Thus saith the Lord, man. That's what our God said.
That's right.
Understand this, black man, Latino man, and woman. Understanding that we have something that we have to do, man. We have to come back to our God. Our God gave us laws, statutes, and commandments that we are not following right now, man, that we have to come back to. Let me get Matthew 5:17 and Romans 6:1. That's the problem with our people. We've been indoctrinated into the Christian church, into the Muslim mosque. And what did Creflo Dollar say? Creflo Dollar said, well, you know, Christ died, so we don't have to keep the law. Satan wants us to keep the law. Creflo Dollar is a charlatan, man. Creflo Dollar is a damn thief, a Frank Lucas, man. Just like that Joe Osteen. Malakia brought up a great point. They said that Joe Osteen was robbed in 2014, Kalatazar, of $600,000. Lo and behold, Malakia, it was behind his toilet in his mega church, man.
Right.
Joe Osteen, Creflo Dollar, Geno Jennings, and T.D. Jakes have been robbing blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians since the beginning, man. That's why it's time to come out of the Christian church. That's why it's time to come out of the Muslim mosque, man, and do what our God said to do. Christ even said it, man. Christ did not come to do away with the law. Let your pastor know that. The problem is they don't read the Bible no more in church. All it is hallelujah, and you faint and pass out, you know what I mean, and sing stupid songs. That's all Christian church is now, Malakia.
Right.
But I'm going to show you in the Bible what our King said. Read what you got.
Go to a call. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Jesus Christ said, think not that I've come to destroy the law. Meaning it is still unlawful to eat pork, black man, Latino man, and woman. It is still unlawful to be a whore or a whoremonger or to get high or to be a drug dealer, man. Our King said, think not that I've come to destroy the law. If I could, Kalatazar, what are the colors of these words?
Go to a call. Red.
Meaning this, meaning Christ is speaking. Christ is saying, think not that I've come to destroy the law. He said, don't put it in your mind that these laws, statutes, and commandments are done away with. Why did Christ have to let us know this? Why did Jesus Christ feel the need to let us know that the law is not done away with? Because Christ knew that you have evil, wicked bastards like your pastor, like your imam, and like any of you so-called spiritualists out there that try to do away with God's law, man. That's why Christ said, think not that I've come to destroy the law. Read on.
Or the prophet.
Or the who?
Or the prophet.
Or the prophets. Who are the prophets? Isaiah, Jeremiah, Malachi, Moses, Nahum, Jonah. Where do you think the prophets of God went, man? The prophets of God are right here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. We are the prophets. Your pastor that molests children, that is a damn thief, he's not a prophet. He's not a prophet. Farrakhan is not a prophet. You are looking at the prophets of God right now. And Christ is saying, think not that I've come to destroy the law or the prophets, man. Meaning this, The prophet Jeremiah said in Jeremiah 10 and verse 1 down through 8 that Christmas was unlawful, man. Officer Malachi broke it down for everybody. Meaning, and that was written thousands of years ago. Meaning it was unlawful to celebrate Nimrod's birthday because nowhere in the Bible is it going to tell you that Jesus Christ was born on December 25th. I got $10,000 for anybody that can show me that Christ was born on December 25th. It ain't in there. And we've read this Bible. We know it in and out, which goes to show that your pastor is a liar, and you can tell him I said so because I'm showing you out the Bible, man. That's right. That's the problem with your pastor and you Christians and you Muslims, man. You going off your own understanding and how you feel in your heart. Guess what? God does not give a damn how you feel. God can do whatever the hell he wants. That's why he gave us laws, statutes, and commandments. And Christ is saying, think not that I've come to destroy that law. Or the prophets. Read on.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Christ ain't come to destroy, but to fulfill. Meaning Jesus Christ came to show us how it's done. Christ came in the physical flesh because Jesus Christ had a father and a mother. His father was Joseph and his mother was Mary, man. And they were black because Jesus Christ was a black man. The problem is we've been indoctrinated into the Christian church. We don't understand the Bible. Our people aren't even reading. It's collecting dust on your shelf right now. And that's why the prophets are out here. That's why we out here to prophesy to the valley of dry bones like the Lord told Ezekiel, man. You got to understand that these laws, statutes, and commandments ain't go nowhere, man. Read on.
Verse 18. For verily I say unto you.
For verily I say unto you. For surely I say unto you. Read on.
So heaven and earth pass.
Heaven and earth is still here. I looked up. The sky is still here. Heaven's still here. And the earth is still here. We're standing on the earth. Meaning what? Meaning the law ain't done away with. Read on.
One jot or one tittle.
One jot or one tittle. The dotting of an I and the crossing of a T. Read on.
Shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Shall in no wise pass from the law until all be fulfilled. Give me Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. That's the problem, man. These laws, statutes, and commandments are enduring forever, and I'm going to show it to you. Understand this, black man, Latino man, and woman. Now is the time to come out of that Christian church. Now is the time to come out of that Muslim mosque because we have been lied to for far too long, man. We need to grow the hell up as blacks and Latinos, man. It is unlawful to celebrate Christmas. It is unlawful to celebrate your birthday, to celebrate New Year's, to celebrate Valentine's Day and Veterans Day. Come on, black man, Latino man, First Nation man, and woman. I'm going to show you in the Apocrypha that the law is supposed to endure forever, man. Read what you got.
Baruch chapter 4 verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
This is the book of the what?
Commandments of God.
This is the book of the commandments of God, man. The laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Read on.
And the law that endure forever.
For about 5 minutes.
Forever.
Until Creflo Dollar says, I need my $1 billion jet.
Forever.
So Joe Osteen can rob poor blacks and Latinos of $600,000.
The law that endure forever.
The law that endure forever. Meaning these laws, statutes, and commandments ain't going nowhere. Black man, Latino man, First Nation man, and woman. It is unlawful to be a homosexual. It is unlawful to be a drug dealer or a drug addict. It is unlawful to intermarry with these other heathens, black man, Latino man, First Nation man, and woman. It is unlawful to celebrate Christmas, man. Read on.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
The problem is you think you living your best life celebrating Christmas. You think you living your best life being a Muslim, being a homosexual, being a liar and a drug dealer and a drug addict. You're not living your life. You living the life that your white daddy wants you to live, man. When you need to live the life that our God told us to live. Black man, Latino man, First Nation man, and woman. We are the walking dead right now because we're not keeping the laws of God. But God said if black man, Latino man, Native Indian man and woman, if we keep these laws, we would come to life. Now is the time to take your life back. Black man, Latino man, Native Indian man and woman, put the weed down. Put the drugs down. Stop being a homosexual. Stop being a whore. Stop being a whoremonger. Stop murdering your brother and sister. And keep these laws that our God told us to keep. That is supposed to endure forever, man. Read on.
But such as leave it shall die.
Not just the physical death that happens to our people like Young Dolph. Not just the physical death that happens to Breonna Taylor, Vanessa Gilly, and George Floyd. We are spiritually dead as a people, man.
Right.
We are spiritually dead in that Christian church, believing God loves everybody. That's another lie that they tell us, Malakia.
Right.
God does not love everybody. God does not love the oppressor. He does not love the Africans. He does not love the Asian. God loves blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. That's why this law is supposed to endure forever. For such shall leave it shall die. If you leave these laws, statutes, and commandments, you die of physical death, and before that, you die spiritually, man. Let me get Romans chapter 6 and verse 1. That's the problem with our people, man. You believe just because your pastor said, oh, all you got to do is pay those tithes, baby, but you can go and abort that baby. Think about your career. You know what I mean? You can leave that man if you're not happy. But he started the sentence, Malakia, you got to pay your tithes. Which is it? Paying tithe is a law, black man, Latino man, and woman, and tithe should be paid to the Commander General Yohanna and the ISUPK, man. You can drop a donation in this goddamn bucket, man. You giving Joel Osteen all the money, and then you wonder why you got robbed of $600,000, Malakia.
Right.
And that money should go to Commander General Yohanna and the Israelite School of UPK, man. That's the problem. They teach us lies, saying, oh, it's all right to celebrate Christmas. What do they say, Shabar? But it's about the kids. It's about the babies. I can't forget about my dear mama. I got to get her a Christmas stocking. That's what your pastor is telling you, man. Why? Because they tell you the foolishness. Well, you know we all fall short of the glory, baby. We all have grace. Let me break down grace for you, black man, Latino man, Native Indian man and woman, because I know you never had it broken down to you before. Read Romans chapter 6 and verse 1.
Son God, it's the book of Romans, chapter 6 and verse 1. What shall we say then?
Now, what shall we say then? Black man, Latino man, Native Indian man and woman. Read.
Shall we continue in sin?
Shall we continue in sin? Shall we continue to celebrate Christmas? Shall we continue to be homosexuals? Shall we continue to love the oppressor and love the Asians and the Africans? Read on.
That grace may abound.
That grace may abound. Don't they say that in the Christian church? Don't they say that we have grace? Ain't that what your pastor says? Let me ask you a question. How many of you are behind on your PICO bill? I know I am. But what do you do when you call PICO? They give you a period where you have to pay that bill within that time. What do they call that? They call that a grace period. Guess what? Jesus Christ dying for blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians only is that grace, that period that we have to come back to God. And I'm going to prove it to you in the Bible. Read on.
Verse 2. God forbid.
God what?
God forbid.
It says, shall we continue in sin and let grace abound? God forbid. Why is Paul saying God forbid? Christ did not die so you could continue to celebrate Christmas. Jesus Christ did not die so you could continue to murder one another, black man, Latino man, and woman, and be a sexual deviant, be a homosexual man. Christ did not die for that. You mean to tell me Jesus Christ died so Joe Osteen could steal from blacks and Latinos? Jesus Christ died so our black and Latino women can continue to get abused and murdered and raped? Jesus Christ died so our babies can continue to be locked in cages at the border? No. Jesus Christ died so that black man and woman and Latino man and woman can love one another again, can come back to God's laws, statutes, and commandments, and put the weed down and stop being sexual deviants, man.
We want no cowards in our camp, holy man.